If you're trying to buy less and you're struggling, this is why, and this is the one simple thing you can do to be successful. Hey there, this is Lula LV. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Unfortunately, about a week ago, I did not have such a wonderful day. I messed up on my low buy challenge. I went on a little bit, just a little bit of a shopping spree. I bought 5 or 6 items from Ferragamo. They were all on sale, if that makes it a little bit better, but I certainly broke the rules of my low buy year that I had set for myself in February. I posted a video on my low buy rules here. I'll link to it in the description box below, but I was really confident going into the year, and unfortunately, even with a great plan in place, I messed up. I was a bit upset at first, but I realized why, and I realized the one thing I needed to do, and the one thing most people need to do if they're struggling with buying less. So I'm going to share that with you in today's video. Before we get into that, I will do a short update on how my low buy year has been going, other than my slip up last week. If you don't really care about my personal low buy year or my update, I will link to the secret in the description box below, so you can skip ahead just to that part of the video. But if you're interested in how I've been doing earlier this year, keep watching. If you're new here, the goal of my channel is to help viewers make smarter luxury decisions by sharing advice you can actually use based on my experiences as a luxury consumer. So that being said, I like to buy luxury items with extra money that I have left over after taking care of bills, investments, and other obligations. I have been purchasing a lot over the past 2 years, and that was what motivated me to do a low buy year. I wanted to slow down on how much I was purchasing and really use and appreciate what I already have. So I set a rule for myself that I would only buy one luxury item per month, no matter what that item was, just one per month. And this is what I've purchased so far this year. In January, I purchased this vintage Cartier bucket bag. This was around $325. In February, I purchased these Ferragamo loafers. These were around $450. In March, I purchased this Delvaux cool box in the size mini. This was $3,100. This was pretty expensive. And then in April, I purchased the Chanel mini reissue. This was $4,000. I did buy it pre-loved. However, when I purchased the mini reissue, I also sold my Chanel classic jumbo flap. I sold that for $6,700, and I actually profited over $1,200 from when I initially purchased the bag. So even though these 2 bags were pretty expensive, I did also sell another bag that I made a profit on. And then finally in May, I purchased the Louis Vuitton Mini Dauphine from their Monogram collection. That's this gold bag in the back. I actually just received it a week ago. I received it on June 2nd, but I did pre-order it in May, so that was my May purchase. So these were the 5 items I purchased earlier this year. I think I did pretty good. Again, some of these items were very expensive. The bags were very pricey. However, I did also sell one bag, which helped offset some of these costs. I also discovered that I became a lot more selective over what I wanted to purchase each month on this low buy year. I also started doing that with my non-luxury purchases. I didn't really expect to apply a lot of what I was doing in the luxury space to my other non-luxury purchases, but it did work out that way. So I was really happy to learn that. So that was really successful. Now to get to the part where I messed up. About a week ago, my cat that I've had for 13 years unfortunately passed away. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to get upset on camera, but needless to say, I was pretty emotionally impacted by that, and I was thinking really emotionally at that time because I was upset, and a lot of times when we're really upset and grieving, we tend to react emotionally to a lot of things. You know, we'll eat with our emotions, we'll shop with our emotions. We might not always make the smartest decisions because we're upset, and we just want that short-term rush of something that will try to make us happy. And yeah, I saw some sales and just bought a whole bunch of items. I didn't really think about it too much. I knew I was breaking my rule, but I honestly didn't really care at that point. So I messed up a lot. I messed up a lot. I ended up returning a couple of the items I bought because they didn't work out for me, but I decided to just keep most of what I had purchased. Even though I messed up, I had the items, and I don't know, I just decided to keep them. So I will share with you what I bought probably in a week or two. I'm not really ready to go through that, but I will eventually open those up and share them with you. Yeah, so that's where we are. Now let's get into what I discovered when I messed up. Welcome back to everyone who skipped ahead to this section of the video. I'm going to share with you the reason why I messed up on my low buy year, and it's probably also the same reason why you may be struggling to buy less, and I'll tell you the solution for how you can be successful. The reason why I messed up was because I lost sight of the reason why I was doing my low buy year. I published a video, I'll link to it here and in the description box below. This was back in late January or early February. As I was embarking on my low buy year, I shared my plan for how I would be successful, and the first part of my plan was to figure out my reason why. So I knew it was important when I set out on my low buy challenge, but throughout the intervening 6 months, I had lost sight of that reason why. And when I came up to an emotional challenge, I didn't take a step back and look at that reason why. I just reacted emotionally and did a little bit of retail therapy. So your reason why is so important and so crucial to being successful. The point was really driven home to me recently. Just by happenstance, I came across an old TED Talk by Simon Sinek. I'm taking a course right now, and part of those course materials included this TED Talk. It's available on YouTube, so I will link to it in the description box below. The whole video is only about 15 minutes long, so definitely go watch that when you're done with this video. But Simon Sinek is an author. He's written an entire book on this topic called Start With Why, and he talks about this in the context of business and leadership, but it is so applicable to buying less and having a successful low buy challenge, or just successfully cutting back on how much you're consuming. And what Simon talks about in that video is starting with your reason why. That needs to be at the center of everything you do. Not what you're doing and not how you're doing it, why you are doing it. If that's in the center, everything else will fall into place around your reason why. And something Simon mentioned in his video, which I also mentioned back in January, but your reason why is not to save money, to make money, to have fewer things. That's a result. Those things are all results of buying less. Your reason why has to be your driving force, your driving motivation to doing this. We'll take, for example, the motivation or the result of saving money, right? You probably want to save less in order to have more money, but that's a result. Why do you want to save money? What will saving money give you the freedom to do in other areas of your life? Will it give you the freedom to pursue an education or a business venture or traveling or some other desire that you have that you can't financially afford? That is your motivation and your purpose. And the most important thing you have to do when you figure that out, and this is where I messed up, you have to literally keep that in front of your face. Write it down on your phone, on your computer, a sticky note on your bathroom mirror. Keep your reason why at the forefront. When you come to a challenge, have it written down so you can look at your goals, what you hope to achieve, your motivation, your driving force. Your reason why will help keep you on track and motivate you to not get distracted. So I had this light bulb moment when I was watching his TED Talk. If you keep that one thing in mind, you will be successful. So that is the secret. Let me know, what is your motivation? What is your driving force for wanting to buy less? Write it out, speak it out loud. The more you say it and the more you make it a part of your everyday life, eventually the easier and easier it will become. Of course, we all mess up. I did just a week ago, but don't let those moments of weakness derail you from your goal. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and come back in 6 months to see what my update is for how I finished out my low buy year. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.